Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7 through 9. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha Kodash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so Brother Aharon coming back at you with another lesson, and Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and I want to title this, The Precedent is Set For ... Okay, the precedent is set for ... Okay, now this is stemming from what happened on Friday, right, a couple of days ago, and something that we believe through the Spirit that might be the beginning, all right, of many different so-called emergencies and crises, all right, going into what is known as poly-crisis, right? This is indeed the year of the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, all right, and all the signs are pointing to a very interesting second half of the year. All right, now today, interestingly, on a Sunday, all right, this guy Biden decides to step down. All right, so we'll see what happens. You know, on Friday, you had this whole CrowdStrike debacle, right, which is what they told the people. But I believe through the Spirit that was just a test and a simulation, all right, that they did in accordance with Cyber Polygon. All right, now I've been mentioning that Cyber Polygon is going to be wrapping up their meetings and tests and so on and so forth, basically putting everything and setting everything in stone. I believe September 11 is when they'll be completed. All right, so that's something interesting to look forward to. All right, but you know, we have all these different things that's lining up for a very, very interesting rest of the year. Not to mention you have this so-called election selection coming up soon. All right, I believe November 4th or 5th or whatever the day is going to be. Right. But personally, I don't believe we're going to have an election, but we'll see. Right. No matter what happens. All right. We know that this is definitely going to lead to some form of prophecy being fulfilled. OK, no matter how you look at it, no matter what angle you look at it from, we know that the current events are leading to or setting the stage for the major events that we've been talking about, going into the Civil War. All right, going into the race wars, riots, all kinds of different types of wars around the world. All right. For example, look at what's going on in Bangladesh right now. All right. A lot of people don't even know what's going on over there, but people are bugging the hell out, man. Rioting, setting places on fire. I mean, it's crazy out there. I believe London as well. All right. The UK, I believe there was some type of protest happening over there as well. You know, so it's going around, but, you know, they're not really broadcasting it like that, you know, so people don't really, you know, see anything wrong with what's actually going on around the world until it hits home. OK, and home, it will definitely hit. All right. Now, we want to focus today on CrowdStrike. All right. First time I heard about CrowdStrike was on Friday, kind of like many different people. All right. But CrowdStrike is nothing new. OK, as a matter of fact, CrowdStrike actually is working in tandem with none other than the World Economic Forum. All right. And we're going to get into that right now. All right. So it says CrowdStrike named 2015 technology pioneer by World Economic Forum. OK. It says CrowdStrike Inc., provider of the first true software as a service, which is SaaS, software as a service, based next generation endpoint protection platform, today announced that it had been recognized as a technology pioneer by World Economic Forum, WEF. Okay, CrowdStrike has been honored as one of the world's most innovative companies for pioneering groundbreaking technology in the cybersecurity industry and for driving visionary leadership and long-standing market value. Okay, now typically when you hear of cybersecurity, right, you think of software that's designed to protect people from viruses or malware or anything that even what they say hackers, right? The whole concept of that crazy illusion, right? Whatever. But we know that typically with the kind of technology that is around right now, with the kind of security protocols that people have to take, in the name of safety, it's very hard for somebody to break through some of these safety codes or whatever the case may be. Okay, now I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's very, very difficult. You know what I mean? Some some agencies, man, they have such crazy ass defense software defenses that the moment they pinpoint something going on, right away they send you a message right back. Like, we know where you at, we know what you're doing, you cut it out now or else. You know what I mean? So all these things is like cyber security and cyber crime and all this extra shit. I believe they send the stage to make it where you could actually be in real life, be convicted, all right, and face jail time, all right, and even further than that, persecution and death, really, all right, for something that you may post or like or comment on online, virtually, right? So now your virtual self, all right, can cause your real life self to face some form of harm. And that's what Esau is trying to do. They're trying to set up a new world, but it's going to be a digital new world where they have complete control over everything and everyone. Okay, everything and everyone, known as the Internet of Things and the Internet of Bodies. Okay, now these things that we've been saying, listen, guess what? They're all happening at a rapid pace on a daily basis. And the people who are behind it are not playing. Okay, they don't care whether you know about it or not, whether you believe it or not, whether it bothers you or not. They don't care about that. Okay, to them, it's all about, this is the agenda and we have to make sure we push through it, no matter what it is. Okay, we have to disrupt people's natural ways of living in order for us to actually bring about our agendas. Okay, what's this guy? That devil, Larry Fink. Okay, that damn demon, man. That fucking devil, man. All right, but he believes in forcing change in natural people's behavior. All right, his people with BlackRock, Vanguard, all these different clown ass groups that run the world. Okay, they believe in changing people's behavior, all right, with force. All right, and he said it, that in his company, in BlackRock, they believe in changing behavior modification, and they incentivize it. So if you're not, if your job is there to change people's behavior and you're not providing, all right, an adequate result to what they would like, you get, your compensations take a hit. Okay, the bonuses that you could get takes a hit because you're not hitting your numbers. All right, and that's how they get a lot of people to go against their fellow people without even noticing it. All right, think of the people who are behind, the engineers who are behind creating AI and all this extra stuff, right? They have no idea that, it's ultimately going to be used against them too. You know what I'm saying? In their mind, they get paid millions of dollars to create all this shit and they get to live scot-free. No, you don't. Because the scripture says that he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor. So regardless of where you stand, all right, on the side of the spectrum, when this thing goes down, it's affecting everyone. Kind of like what happened with CrowdStrike on Friday. No matter where you stand, you get affected. Okay, and it's all done by design, and we're going to get into it. It says, CrowdStrike has dramatically advanced organizations' ability to fight off persistent and sophisticated cyber threats by enabling them to detect, prevent, and respond to attacks at any stage, even malware-free intrusions. The company's next-generation endpoint protection platform, CrowdStrike Falcon, identifies and thwarts nation state and organized criminal adversaries, saving its customers millions of dollars in potential damage and preventing the theft of valuable assets and personally identifiable information, otherwise known as sensitive data. Okay. Now, back in 2021, I believe, right? There was a company called SolarWinds. All right, and there was a so-called attack, a cyber attack on SolarWinds. All right, I believe they're a Texas company. All right, that goes into the whole software, stuff like that. And they had, was it almost 20,000 customers, if I'm not mistaken, and they all got affected. Okay, they slipped some form of malware into their update code, just like CrowdStrike, the same excuse that they gave, right? The same explanation, I should say, and it affected the customer systems. And they said had it not been discovered, right? These hackers could have, accessed what they call very sensitive information. Okay, and some of these clients, all right, that had that sensitive information. Microsoft was part of it. Okay, Cisco was part of it. Okay, Intel was part of it. All right, now these three different companies, every cable boxes nowadays, your cable vision and all that is mostly produced by Cisco and them. Okay, computers goes through Intel. All right, and then the software part of it goes through Microsoft and Apple and so on and so forth. Right. So if all these companies, and we mentioned this last week or on Friday, Saturday, I guess, any one of those days that we mentioned these things, that these things, one happens and it's a domino effect. It affects the others. Okay. And it's not just the private part where, you let your life and, the person's, no. We're talking the Pentagon is part of it. Okay. The departments of Treasury. All right. Your agricultural infrastructure. Okay. The states. All right. The Justice Department. All right. Going into commerce, right? The economy. All right. Energy gets affected heavily. Okay. Which goes into the whole supply chain and all that, the food supply chain, the gas supply chain. All these things get affected. The water treatment systems, right? So if there's another hack and it affects the water treatment systems, you're drinking polluted water the whole time. Mad people gonna get sick. Think about the lingering effects. That's why this guy, Klaus Schwab, was saying that a cyber attack, a comprehensive cyber attack, is gonna make the CV look like a walk in the park. And now it's making sense why this asshole would say something like that. Okay? Fucking Homeland Security is even going to be affected by this whole thing. So it's down the line. It's going to happen, but that day when it happens, the whole entire world will change. All right? And it could happen very much this year because Klaus Schwab said before 2025 there's going to be a major cyber attack. He said that. Now, does he know the future so much that he could make such a bold prediction? Or maybe they are the ones planning it and they have a certain time that they're going to do certain things. Right? I'll take the latter. All right. It says, being the first endpoint protection company recognized by the World Economic Forum as a technology pioneer is an incredible honor and a true testament to the innovation and impact of our CrowdStrike Falcon platform and our record-breaking customer acquisition and corporate growth, said Dmitry Alperovich. It says, co-founder and chief technology officer of CrowdStrike. Every day, we detect, prevent, and thwart cyber attacks across some of the largest and most targeted organizations worldwide, and I mentioned some of them. Protecting intellectual property, guarding innovation, economic growth, and fair business practices. So these people are trusted, right, to be the platform on which all these different things rely on. That's a problem. That's a huge problem. Okay, but maybe it's all being done by design, right? A problem being designed for a specific solution that could come out of it. Okay, kind of like a digital Vanessa, if you will. And we've been talking about that digital Vanessa and what is exactly that digital Vanessa is going to be. Okay, that digital Vanessa is what's going to give you the ability to buy and sell in this new digital economy. Okay. It says, we're glad to see CrowdStrike make it to the selection, said Fulvia Montresor, head of technology pioneers at the World Economic Forum. CrowdStrike is part of a group of entrepreneurs who are more aware of the crucial challenges of the world around them and who are determined to do their part to solve these challenges with their company. Man, listen. And let's put it this way. Anyone who is associated with the World Economic Forum, we understand that they are all about the destruction of humanity and rebellion against the Heavenly Father. Okay? That's what the World Economic Forum is all about. That's what they represent. That's what they come out and boldly claim. Okay? That they're going to turn organic into inorganic, and that the days of the God somewhere in heaven, it doesn't exist, and they can make God as angry as they want. They don't care. How does he doesn't exist, but yet you can make him as angry as you want and you don't care? That doesn't even make sense. Right? Why are you using the God of the Bible all the time whenever you're talking about your creations? Why don't you use these other lesser gods made by man? Why not the Krishnas and the Kamalas and the all these different, the Buddhas and all that? Why are you not talking about them? Why is it always the God of the Bible that you're comparing yourself to? Why? Let's get that. Right? Because the scriptures tell you, and that's why the scriptures don't lie, and that's why they're trying to do away with the Bible, because now there's understanding. The words have always been there, but nobody really understood it until the men of the Lord was sent out to give the understanding to the elect. And by that process of preaching the word to the elect, the rest of the world hears it. Right? Yahushua said what? That this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached throughout the whole entire earth, and then the end shall come. Right? So the preaching, people are hearing it. All right? Some are hearing it and some are forbearing, but the word is still going out. All right? So our job is being done for sure. Okay, it's the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3 says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." Right? So two things had to happen. There had to be a falling away first, and that man of sin had to be revealed. Okay? The son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, shewing himself that he is God. Okay? You don't have to look further than this guy, Noah Harari. That's all you need to know. All right, if you've never heard of that guy's name, look it up. Yuval Noah Harari. Okay? Look him up and you'll know exactly what this precept is talking about. Okay? So let's go back to the article. I want to finish it off real quick. All right. It says the technology pioneers were selected from among hundreds of applicants by a selection committee of 68 academics, entrepreneurs, venture capitalists, and corporate executives. Notice nowhere does it talk about the public, as in people, kind of like the grand jury, right? Where it's going to be your own mates that are sitting on the jury and they get to decide if you're guilty or not guilty, whatever, right? They don't call on the regular people. They're using academics, entrepreneurs, venture capitalists, and corporate executives. They're the ones making the decisions on every single person's life. Okay? And majority of these people, nobody even knows them. If you ask the average person, do you know who Larry Fink is? They're gonna look at you. Larry Fink, who the hell is that? Biden? Oh yeah. But guess what? Biden works for Larry Fink. Okay? Trump, they all work for Larry Fink. They're very good friends, as a matter of fact. Okay, but you know Trump, but you don't know Larry Fink. And meanwhile, Larry Fink is the one who's really making things happen, pushing things around and so on and so forth. Okay? It says the committee based its decisions on criteria including innovation, potential impact, working prototype, viability, and leadership. Wow. And they have a little bit more, but that's not really interesting, right? But what is interesting though is the fact that this company, all right, was named a pioneer, a technology pioneer, okay, by the World Economic Forum. Now, when you go to that word pioneer, right, let's do that real quick. Okay, let's see, because these devils don't use words for nothing. They don't mince their words either. All right, it says a pioneer is one of a party or company of foot soldiers furnished with digging and cutting equipment, who prepared the way for the army. Man, God, dog. Wow. See? I don't even know what to say. It says foot soldier, military pioneer. It says first or early explorer, person who goes first or does something first. Right? So these brave new world technology that's coming out, and Klaus Schwab said it. He said we're moving into a different phase where those who are able to capitalize on this change are the ones who are going to have all the power and rule the world, basically. Okay, so this whole new leading the way or preparing the way or setting the stage, all right, that's all part of the cause of all. And CrowdStrike is one of the companies that the World Economic Forum is using, all right, to bring about this new world order. Okay, this new digital world order. Okay, which is going to be run by an RFID microchip, point blank, period, man. Okay, and if people don't want to hear that, they're going to bring you down to your knees for it. Okay, and the next attack or series of attacks, all right, could hit your gas supply chains, like we mentioned earlier. Okay, all they got to do is a ransomware attack, all right, and all it's going to hit is some of the largest pipelines, all right, in the U.S. Okay, look what happened with Colonial. Remember Colonial Pipeline? All right, that whole network was shut down from Houston all the way to New York City. Okay, imagine that happening again this time around. Where they saying 45%. That's near almost 50% of the East Coast gas supply would be affected, basically. Okay, 45 to 50% of the East Coast gas supply, all right, or supply chain, I should say, would be affected if we had another cyber attack like that. Okay, and that's going to cause what? Automatic gas shortages, right? Price increases, all right? And guess what's going to happen with that? Violence because of long lines at gas stations. Right? We could see that happening very soon. That's stress. Okay? That's stress, man. And it's coming. Okay? And you couple that with that also affecting the food supply chain, because remember, everything is digital, right? So the food supply chain also gets hit with a huge so-called cyber attack, right? How will the world respond to some type of food shortage like that? How are they going to respond to something like that? Where you have these huge food suppliers getting hit left and right. Meat suppliers are getting hit, right? Fish suppliers are getting hit. You know what I'm saying? Where you get your vegetables, your fruits, all that, they all get hit at the same time. That's going to be hell. All right? And you couple that with what's been going on over the past few years, where they're killing off chickens and cows and sheep and pork and all. Man, it's about to be a wrap. You know what I'm saying? It's about to be a wrap. All right? And then, of course, that's also going to affect, the infrastructure, right? You got the medical infrastructure that's going to take a hit, right? You got law enforcement that's going to take a hit, okay? And of course, transportation. Now, these are things I'm mentioning because Klaus Schwab mentioned them. All right? He said those things, right? The comprehensive cyber attack. He said this. So we listened and we're like, oh, okay, I bet. Let's see. And this was back in 2021, I think. See? So back then, they were laying out the groundwork for what they're going to be doing 2024, 2025, all the way to 2030. Now we know, Lord willing, we don't get there, right? The way things are moving, we're not even gonna get there, Lord willing. All right, but it's an agenda that they have. You see, it's an agenda that they have. All right, but yeah, that's just a few things that was on my mind. I just wanted to bring out that keep an eye out. This whole CrowdStrike thing was not by accident. All right, it's a lot more to it. All right, and I believe that they're tied in with companies like Cyber Polygon. Okay, and they're working hand in hand with the World Economic Forum. All right, so yeah, keep that in mind. You know, these devils are always doing what they got to do, so we also got to be doing what we got to do. Okay, which is part to expose their ass. All right, let me get this quick precept here. All right, this is a book of Second Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." Okay, so everything that they're doing, they might pave it, you know, like they might paint it, I should say, with beautiful colors and give you this speech, an idea of how beneficial it's going to be to rely on these new gadgets and devices. But in reality, it's all going to work against those who adhere to it. All right, those who comply. All right, and that's just how it's done by design. The Lord is setting you up. All right, and He's going to trap you, those who are not of His elect. Okay, so that's what's coming. All right, that's what's coming, and Esau is not playing, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Okay, so be on the lookout. All right, we're going to definitely keep watching, paying attention to what's next. All right, but yeah, that was definitely a test, and we're going to see what comes out of that. All right, as we go into the next couple of weeks and into a couple of months. All right, so yeah, anyway, I'm gonna leave it off there. Lord willing, you edified and informed. In closing, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha Kodash, the water Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, and until next time, Shalom.